Oh, this is wonderful. I love starting off a video like this, especially for a new type of thing that we're all excited for. So here's the deal. Myself, Shaman, and Taz all recorded our audio separately so, we could get the best quality. Then the plan was to send it all to me so I could, edit together, sync it all up. And, things were going smoothly until we realized that Shaman's audio cuts off after 10 minutes. At first we were like, well, shit. What are we going to do? This is the first podcast, like, can we just not do anything about it? Well, we could, but it came at a bit of a cost. You see, my audio file actually had everyone's voices in it, it's just that Taz and Shaman were extremely quiet to the point where you couldn't really hear them at normal volume. So I was actually able to salvage old Shaman's voice by manually increasing the volume of my audio track every single time he speaks. The unfortunate trade-off is that after around 10 minutes, every time he speaks, you can hear ambient noise in the background. So unfortunately, the quality of this podcast is not going to be that ideal. But we of course didn't really want to get rid of it. We do promise though that it'll never happen again because for one, this took me so fucking long to edit. And we're gonna learn from our mistakes, figure out what the crap happened on Shaman's end. So we all do apologize for this. It's really unfortunate that it happened for the pilot of the new podcast. That being said, we still had a pretty fun time doing this and I do hope you enjoy it. We'd all be happy to hear feedback, aside from the obvious audio shit that's going on. So without further ado, here's the first episode of Manga Alert. What is up, Manga Alert Nation? I'm one of your hosts, Gearthard Manga Reviews. Let's get right into the manga.
Into the news!
Into the news. I'm here.
Jesus. God damn it, Taz, you fucked it up again.
I'm here with my sworn enemy, Old Shaman.
Well, all war buddies must, join once in a while, Maybe we have to take down a greater foe.
We have to take down Taz.
Taz.
Our other host.
So confirmed in this podcast, we have confirmed that Gear and I have joined forces. We are now going to be taking out Taz.
The communist
threat.
threat.
Sixth Great Ninja War. Confirmed here today on Manga Alert.
Anyway, welcome to the Manga Alert podcast. This is a new thing that we're trying out. This here is the pilot. And hopefully things will go well. And if they don't, well, then we'll just delete it and pretend like it never happened.
Oh man, this is gonna be fun.
Today we're talking about everyone's favorite manga, Fairy Tail.
Yes, Fairy Tail.
Oh boy, can't wait.
Alright.
Just to let you know, guys, I did not pick this idea. That was all Gear. He was trying to convince all of us to talk about Fairy Tail.
That is true. I am guilty of that. Anyway, so I think we should start off just by talking about how we each got into Fairy Tail, because I think that's important to know and give our overall thoughts on the series before we get into anything crazy.
Alright.
So we can start with you,
want to
Taz.
go down the line, or
we can start with Taz.
Okay. Alright, Taz, you got the floor.
Yes, okay, so how I got started into watching Fairy Tail, because I didn't read the manga, after I watched Angel Beats, everyone knows that's my favorite anime, but...
I didn't know that.
Oh, well...
I thought it was Boku no Piku, but okay.
Yeah.
Boku no Piku, oh lord, but after I watched
that's for another episode. We'll say that.
That's for another episode.
Oh shit, spoilers, god damn it.
But after I got done watching Angel Beats, I was looking on Netflix. I need something else to watch, and I saw Fairy Tail, and I've heard a lot of people make assumptions that people are saying that it's like the best shonen of all time. So I decided to give it a shot. Yes, it is. Yes, but that's how my whole my love for it started, and I binged every season that was available and the 2 movies. So that's how I got started onto the Fairy Tail hype.
Well, I haven't even seen the movies.
That is some dedication right there, Taz.
Yeah, I haven't even seen the movies. You're like a hardcore Fairy Tail fan.
Oh yeah.
Oh gosh.
For sure.
Alright, so Shaman, what's the deal with you and Fairy Tail? How'd that happen?
Oh my god, let's see. Well, this goes back to when I was in, I don't even know, like 8th or 9th grade? I think it was 9th grade of like high school. I was just getting into manga collecting, and I don't know if for the audience who may have remembered what Barnes & Noble or Borders is, we used to have Borders here, and here in the United States, I don't know if it was sort of a global thing or if they had any stores anywhere else. But back there at Borders, back when they were kind of closing down, they were selling books for relatively cheap prices, like 60 to 80% off, and they were in like brand new condition. So I remember the last day the store was open, I was going into the store and I was just like, I worked a summer job at the time, and I went ahead and I just saw Fairy Tail on the shelves. I was just trying to get into any kind of relevant shonen at the time. I was just starting to read Shaman King, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Bleach I'd started collecting, and then also One Piece as well. So I had heard some good things about Fairy Tail, and at the time when I invested in it, I got the first 1 through 10 volumes at Borders when it was closing down, and so I read the first 1 through 10 volumes, and I thought the series was actually really good, if you want my honest opinion about it. I got to sort of read it, and the first arc, which I believe was the... there's like 2 or 3 in
there's a lot. It starts with a lot of smaller arcs.
Yeah, it's the there's like that whole gray kind of arc, which is like
the one on
they
the
kind of
island.
go on that it's like the S rank mission arc or something like that. And then there's the Guild War arc, which was where they introduced a few cool characters.
Right, and then they had the Tower of Heaven thing too.
Dude, that was probably one of my favorites arcs.
Yeah,
right there.
And we were going to talk about that here in a little bit, just kind of like what our favorite arcs were and all that. But to get to the point, I got introduced to Fairy Tail thanks to Borders and them closing the store down. I tend to joke about a lot on my videos about how Fairy Tail, I'll never make back what I bought of the series.
Yeah.
And if you guys actually really want to know how much I paid for for like the first 10 volumes, it's pretty crazy. I paid, I think, like less than $1 for each volume in brand new condition or something like that, which for the time wasn't a bad thing, because I literally paid like probably 50 cents per volume, and got some enjoyment out of it. It was interesting.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'll go now. I'm sure I've talked about this on my channel before, but I first got into Fairy Tail, again, it was like you guys, it was first when I was getting into anime and manga and stuff, and I was watching all the popular stuff, like Death Note and all that shit. And I was wondering what else I could watch. I was thinking, okay, what are some of the best anime out there that I could watch? And I look on, they got Watch Mojo's Top 10 Anime video, which,
oh gosh.
yeah, it was, anyway,
no.
Fairy Tail was like number 5, the number 5 anime of all time or something on that video. So I was like, oh damn, this must be pretty good. So let's check this out. And like you guys, I thought the beginning was great. Like, it really hooked me at the beginning. I watched it on Netflix. I think Netflix here in Canada had the first season, and then I watched the rest.
Damn.
Then I may or may not have watched the rest of it illegally.
Uh,
But
that's what I did.
but I was younger then. I didn't have any money, so whatever.
I mean, that's all of us, honestly. Like I said, at the time, like I was working a summer job to kind of support myself, and when you're only paying about 50 cents per volume, that's pretty reasonable. I think anyone could probably buy that.
Yeah, well, this was the anime. I didn't get into the manga right away, but eventually I caught up to the anime, because you guys probably know it was on hiatus for like a year or something.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
it got canceled because of the whole voice actor controversy.
Oh, it did?
I
just thought
it was
it was on hiatus.
the original voice of Lucy. She, I think she got caught like having sex with one of the producers or something.
Oh.
And,
Well,
no, this is a true story. This is like kind of the whole reason why Fairy Tail anime was like canceled for so long, and then season 2 didn't come till like 2 or 3 years later. Like I said, I think I got into Fairy Tail at like kind of like the height of its popularity, like
Yeah,
where people
same.
were really just like really into it at the time. And I don't in the manga, I don't even think it was on the Grand Wizard Games yet.
I think that's when I first started. I think when the Magic Games just started is when I got into it.
It was like after the first time skip, I think,
Right.
was when I got into
Yeah.
Fairy Tail.
Yeah, so that's like right before the
kind of
Grand
like
Magic
around when I
Games.
got.
Yeah.
All right, so we all have sort of our own interesting stories to tell about how we got into Fairy Tail. Now, I'm just going to open it up to like what our favorite characters are, because I think that's probably the best part of a manga is understanding what characters we like in the series.
Mm-hmm.
Even in bad series, there are good characters, so go ahead and
Occasionally, yes.
talk about that a little bit.
Uh-huh. Alright, so Taz, you want to go first?
Yes. Let me go first. All right. So, my favorite character has to be Gajiel. He has this kind of dark, edgy persona that I wish I could have in real life. You know, I'm not even joking. I am a timid person.
You should cosplay as Gajiel.
Yeah, man, for sure.
I probably should. Like, that'd be fun to do at a convention.
Get the 80s rock hair going on, you know?
There you go.
Get a few piercings.
Yeah.
You look
Get some
exactly
metal
like
implants
Gajiel,
on your
man.
face.
And especially after like the after the time skip, and then they do like the whole games or whatever. When he gets super buff, I'm like, shoot, yep, that's what I want to be right there.
Nice.
Yeah, and then
Okay.
All right, Shaman, favorite character.
Well, shit. Well, now that was my trump card. I was gonna talk about Gajiel a little bit, but Gajiel, I guess, is one of my favorite characters. I'd like to say my favorite character is probably Happy, of course. The cats are obviously the wonderful creation that Mashima has bred into the manga world, and the cats, oh my god, yeah. Was that arc even canon? Does anyone know if that arc is canon?
The cat world or whatever the fuck
you mean the
called?
Yeah,
it's canon. Yeah, it's canon.
It's like manga filler, honestly. I don't know what the point of that arc was.
This is when they go to the other world and everyone has doubles and stuff.
Yeah, the Daedalus, I believe, right?
Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
To me, there really wasn't that much of a point to that arc. Other than
there really wasn't.
Other than like an origin for the cats, but I mean, like, who cared? It's a magic world. I mean,
exactly. At any point, I don't think anyone really cared about it.
And then they
at least
had.
you get Panther Lily.
Oh yeah, they do get Panther Lily. That's one.
And I actually liked him, so it's fine.
Okay, so I'm gonna talk about Laxus. This is my favorite character in all of Fairy Tail. This was sort of the reason why I continued to follow it after the Guild War arc, which I think they kind of briefly talked about him back when they were kind of referencing the S-rank wizards.
Right.
At the time, Guildards, Laxus, and then one other.
Mystigan.
And Erza was also S-ranked, I think.
Yeah.
But anyways, Laxus in kind of like the whole like fairy rebellion or fairy games in that one arc where he kind of takes on Fairy Tail or whatever, and he's like, take over the guild now so I can make it great again.
Make Oh my god.
He was Trump. He was Trump.
Probably why Fairy Tail I could not stand after that. But anyways, Laxus was a cool character. I really liked his ability. I thought lightning magic was really cool, even though he's basically a watered down dragon slayer. He's like, I think in his story arc, he's like a third.
Yeah, I don't really understand that. It's like.
I don't even know what it is.
No, okay. I think the pure dragon slayers, they were just, I don't know, they were birthed from a dragon or some shit, and then the second generation ones were birthed from a dragon, and then they got like dragon powers injected into them, and then the third ones just had the dragon powers injected into them. They don't got no dragon blood or some shit.
Okay.
I think the two brothers, right? The two brothers were injected.
Sting and Rogue, yeah, they're the two second generation ones.
Yeah, all right.
They're second generation.
All right, my favorite character is probably Acnologia for the sole reason that he has not had any character development at all, so there's nothing to hate about him.
Well, that's like every character in Fairy Tail, so you're not.
Yeah, but Mashima hasn't done anything yet to make me hate him. Like, he's just there and he's just evil. I'm like, all right.
I completely agree with that statement.
Like, even right now, like, they're doing the final fight and we still don't know anything about him, but I'm like, you know what? That's fine. Just he's evil. There you go. At least he looks cool.
Right. Favorite arcs. Let's talk about it. I'll go right into this question, honestly. A favorite arc in the whole entire series from the volumes that I did read. I continued the mangas online as well.
How much have you read? Like,
how much, like, of the manga do I own?
Yeah, like, or no, like, which point in the series did you get to before you dropped it or whatever?
So I dropped it at around chapter 200 and some. Wherever the Grand Wizard games happened, that was after like the second time skip or the first. And then
Yeah, was it the end of the Grand Magic games or?
It was close to the end. I stopped reading through like weekly after that whole Laxus Erza chapter.
Right, and then
I thought that was in the middle.
Yeah, that was so.
people dropped.
Yeah, I know.
Was when Erza was getting this. Okay, when you have like one of the 10th ranked magicians higher like world of Fairy Tail fighting against an S rank mage from like one of the worst guilds at the time, which
Right.
was Fairy Tail. It was the worst guild.
Mhm.
All right, that might have been why. Honestly, I don't really know.
Well, they weren't the only reason they were the worst guild is because all the good wizards were like trapped away for 7 years.
I was gonna say that's the only reason why. Still though, you have the 10th best magician in the world, and you have him fighting against Erza. Literally one-shots the guy in one chapter. One-shots the guy in one chapter, and then has the nerve, or Mashima has the nerve, to say, "I'm all fired up." It's gotta be probably one of the worst ways to your character.
And then like the final battle of the Grand Magic Games before all that shit with the dragons and time travel shows up, it makes it even worse. Yeah, but like it was just like Fairy Tail, and they were fighting against the other. Yeah, Sting was the only one left, and all the Fairy Tail was there, and then he just gives up. He's like, oh,
Yeah, he pretty much.
you got me.
That arc killed a lot. Also, when they, like I said, Laxus is one of my favorite characters in all of Fairy Tail, and then he says it. Well, it's not to, and I was done.
Yeah, never mind.
I did not touch Fairy Tail for months. I think I read a couple chapters ahead, a couple months later, and I was just like, this series it sucks to do it anymore.
Sucks.
Like, you killed basically the two. I think Erza gets a lot of hate. I think Erza is actually a really decent character. She started out really kind of mysterious, and like her backstory and everything like that kind of gave her some development in the series. I think we can all agree that she had probably some of the most development.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
And I don't know, when I see characters quoting probably one of the worst shonen like protagonists in all.
I'm all fired up now. Fire Dragon Roar.
Sasuke, Kakashi around saying believe it.
Believe it.
I can't do that.
I'd rather listen to like a montage of all the times I say believe it in Naruto than listen to Natsu.
Exactly. That's exactly what's happened.
Okay, so long story short, my favorite arc in Fairy Tail is probably the one where it's the fight where Laxus and the other Fairy Tail members fight each other. That was a really cool fight in my personal.
Alright.
It really was.
So, the thing for me, my favorite arc is the Tartarus arc, which actually happened after the Grand Magic Games, and it's probably the reason I kept reading it, because by the time I'd caught up with the anime, the manga was into Tartarus, so that's when I started reading it, because like I was like, oh, the anime, this is shit, let me just catch up with the manga real fast, see what's going on, and the Tartarus arc is freaking awesome. Like, it got all these amazing fights, all these crazy moments, the huge battles. We got it's sort of like the lead up to the final arc, sort of, where you learn about Zeref and his demons, and how, spoilers, Natsu is END, which is the only demon who can kill Zeref, and Zeref's whole thing was that he needs someone to kill him because he's immortal and he doesn't want to live anymore because he's an emo little bitch. And it ends with, in my opinion, probably one of the best moments in the series, where that's of genuine quality, where Igneel shows up, like all of the dragons show up, we find out what happened to all of them, and he fights Acnologia, and Acnologia just wrecks him. Well, he actually, he tears off Acnologia's arm, which was pretty awesome, but then he like shoots himself through Igneel. Igneel dies, and that's how it ends, and that was awesome. Like, I love that shit.
We're gonna go on like a Dragon Ball section. like he gets his arm cut off, and then he like throws it back or something, and it's Piccolo blood and something like that. Anyways, go ahead and continue.
Yeah, so Tartarus for me is my favorite. I also loved a lot of the stuff in the beginning, like the stuff that really got me into Fairy Tail. Because, like, none of it's, like, the most amazing thing ever, but, it's just fun, it's enjoyable, it's cool.
Oh, it definitely was enjoyable.
Yeah, it was.
Honestly happened. Like, I gave Fairy Tail shit back then for, like, the whole character development concept, and, like, again, we'll talk about the whole friendship power-ups, but yeah, I just, I think one thing we understand here is that we definitely give Fairy Tail a hard time. There are things we like about Fairy Tail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely not the best manga, and I think people need to get kind of that whole point. People, I guess, associate enjoyable and best manga of all time in two different categories.
Ooh, I can't wait to talk about the least favorite arc, but Taz, you go. What's your favorite arc?
All right, my favorite arc has to be the Eclipse Sea Celestial Spirit arc.
Is
And
that was
the
filler,
reason-
wasn't it? In the
It
anime.
was filler, but the thing is, the only reason
I didn't even see that. I skipped that one because I was like, no.
That arc, honestly, I
All
did not even bother.
all right, okay, so here's the reason why I like it. For one, it's like the celestial spirits are probably like all of them are probably my favorite like characters at that point, you know, because everyone was starting to just like the whole story and the whole background aspect was starting to fall apart for me at that point. But the thing is, I like it how it truly captivates how Lucy as a character is very useless, you know. Like she can't do anything right, and I just love that. I just kept on rating. I'm like, yes, I loved how in pain she felt. I liked how she. I know.
And I just thought of this. I guess this is one of the only few things that Mashima didn't actually like make. Like some other people made this one. So.
Oh really?
Well,
Wow.
I mean it's filler, right? So.
It is filler.
So I don't. I don't think
ag-
he wrote the story for it. I mean.
Oh, again, I watched the anime, so I haven't
Right.
like read the manga at all. But I just they just captivated how Lucy is useless and all that. I loved it.
Yeah.
Alright,
Least.
favorite arc.
Oh boy. I'll go last.
Okay, alright, I'll jump right into this one. Least favorite arc, well, the arc that I kind of just threw down and just said, fuck it, I'm done with this series, was definitely the Grand Wizard game. That arc
Yeah.
fucked up so many characters.
It's really long too.
Oh my god, that, like, the arc started out really cool, like, because they were introducing a lot of these new characters.
Yeah, because and I mean it had been 7 years too, so like all these things have happened.
They
Yeah,
introduced the 2 new Dragon Slayers, which
yeah,
was,
Sting and Rogue, yeah,
Rogue, and who's the other?
Sting and their cats too.
Oh yeah.
More cats.
More cats.
I can't stand Mashima and his cats. That's a little, that is one of the few things I dislike about Fairy Tail in the very beginning. I was like, these cats, they're just here. What are
Yeah.
they here for?
Yeah, it's comic relief.
They're really not fun.
The sell
Or not.
toys, sell toys.
I can't really say if I've ever sat down and laughed in a Fairy Tail volume, and if I did, it was probably either because I was cringing at the fact that the chapter was so bad. One of the chapters I actually did reread after it was the what was it, the hot tub scene where girls were
Nice.
the same what is it, the bathhouse or whatever. I don't know if you guys remember that chapter.
I don't know. I might have blocked it out.
Jane and, like, a few
Oh.
people in there.
Oh, I
I feel like there are multiple scenes like that in this series.
It was like a really random chapter. It was like to set up the next arc, and I think it was to set up what was it, the second to last arc in Fairy Tail.
So Tartarus.
Oh,
Yeah, it was the Tartarus.
Probably
chapter. It was
Tartarus.
like the
Yeah.
chapter before the Tartarus arc started.
Right.
And,
All right.
yeah, I don't know. The obscurity to that was just like hilarious. I was laughing. It was like a 4 out of 10 chapter. It made me laugh. Not in a good way, but it made me laugh. So, least favorite arc definitely has to be Grand Wizard Game. Just set up a lot of potential and just bombed. Mashima just didn't deliver.
And the whole ending thing with the time gates and like pretty much everyone dies, but then time gets reset and then they live again, which is
Yeah, so they pull a Pain or what happened in Dragon Ball Super.
I haven't seen it.
I don't know if anyone's been watching Dragon Ball Super or not. Let's just say Resurrection of F had a very questionable ending.
Questionable.
All right.
But it was questionable for those of the audience who know what I'm talking about. Dragon Ball Super had a very similar ending to the whole kids.
Gross. Anyway, Taz, what's your least favorite arc?
Reggion Sace arc.
Ah.
But the thing I didn't like about it is because they kept on going on how they wanted to just like their whole sins and everything. That like the way they were just talking about it just didn't make sense to me. That whole arc didn't make sense to me. I don't even know why it was there.
I didn't really understand the thing with whole Windy being in a guild that was completely fake or something.
Exactly. I don't get that at all. It's just
Like,
why?
what was
Why
that?
did?
It's like so everyone she's ever known is just fake? Like what?
Yeah, it's just fake. It's just like it's a big fu to Wendy, pretty much.
I mean, if
Just so
that
we could-
if that happened
Yeah.
to me, that would be like imagine your whole family was fake the entire time. I mean, that would be kind of Kind of nuts.
I know.
And then she's just like, oh, Fairy Tale's my home now.
Fantasy X bullshit right there.
She's like, Fairy Tale's my home now. Yay, we're all good.
It's like for like a split second, after she went through all the crying, it's like the next time you see her, like there's no indication how long ago this was, but she's like, oh, I don't care anymore. Who cares about all these fake people? This is my guild now. Who cares?
Crying in Fairy Tale. There's only friendship.
Yay.
Only friendship.
All right. Can I talk about Miley's fairy arc now?
Yes.
Oh.
You want to now? I could hear you.
Oh, okay. So, for the record, for those listening, if you didn't pick up on it already, I'm the only person up to date with Fairy Tale. I have read all 531 fucking chapters.
I feel bad for you. Yeah, God bless you.
And listen,
dude.
for as genuinely enjoyable as Fairy Tale has been in the past, like this arc right here, the current one, it's called the Alvarez arc. It is, without a doubt, not only is it like the worst arc in Fairy Tale by far, but it is probably one of the worst things I've ever read.
Oh no.
It is so awful. So I don't know how well you guys know the plot, but basically the entire time Zareth has ruled this empire on this other continent that they just introduced, right? And
Okay.
And he has basically these 12 elite wizards called the Spriggan 12, who are they're set up to be the most powerful wizards in the world. And when they first get introduced, they have some of the most ridiculously overpowered powers you can imagine. Like, one girl can control mass. Like, she can make people explode instantly, and all that stuff.
Wow.
One girl can freeze time, just like that. Like, she can freeze time, do whatever she wants. She can kill people and then unfreeze time, and it's all good, and all this crazy stuff. And eventually they invade Fiore because Zareth, he's like, alright, this is it, we're gonna kill the world. They want to cause enough chaos to summon Acnologia to come down, have a big mess, and fight with Natsu or some shit, I don't even know. Zareth and Natsu are brothers, by the way, because, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway.
There's a plot.
Whoa, I did not know that.
So basically, they keep fight. Oh, and they also have this giant army, but no one cares about the army because they cut through them like butter.
Yep.
But basically, so the whole arc, it just has fights with random members of Fairy Tale and one of the members of the Spriggan 12. And every single one of them goes down like a bitch. Like, it's either an ass pull, or they turn good, or some other shit. They kill themselves, like,
Man, I hate when they turn good. That's a thing I hate about Fairy Tale. How they're like, oh, I'm not bad anymore, just for some random thing.
Yeah, like,
I don't know if it's necessarily that, Taz. I'm just gonna kind of chime in at this point. I agree to you with a certain extent, but if you take a series, and I'm just gonna compare JoJo's Bizarre Adventure to Fairy Tale for a minute. In Part 4, I mean, a lot of the villains low-key kind of become allies. I'm just gonna say that.
Yeah, I don't really mind villains turning good, but it matters, like, how it happens. Yeah.
Well, no,
The writing and the reason is really well done. Like, I thought the way Gajo was introduced into Fairy Tale was interesting.
Yeah.
Well,
I thought that was better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great or anything. It wasn't like Shakespeare or anything like that. But the way it happened, it worked out for what it was.
Right.
Well,
Just say, we're fighting, and then the next page we're best friends. I mean, that.
Yeah. You see, here's what happens.
It has no context or impact on myself
Right.
as the reader if the way that they're introduced is through one page of a
I know.
chapter. That's just ridiculous.
Yeah. So, you see, the girl I mentioned who can control mass, like, literally all she had to do was walk into Fairy Tale, make them all explode. Also, the reason they're going into Fairy Tale is because Fairy Heart is their ultimate power. It's in the basement, and it's Mavis's dead body, and it's unlimited magic or some shit. Anyway, so all she had to do was go in, make everyone instantly explode. Like, she could literally have done that. But the thing is that she actually used to be friends with Lucy's mom, right?
Oh.
So
Wow.
when she sees Lucy, she's like, oh my god, you're What's-Her-Face's daughter. And she doesn't join their side, but she sort of just, like, leaves the war. She's like, alright, we're cool.
Like, all right, we're good.
Yeah, okay, the Time Lady I mentioned, the Time Lady, she freezes time. She's about to kill everyone, but then Ultier shows up, who, if you remember, during the Grand Magic game, she, like, gave up her life to turn back time. She shows up because apparently she can exist when time is frozen.
Are you kidding me? Are you serious?
I'm serious.
Wow.
So then she shows up, beats up the Time Lady, and then we're good, right? Anyway, but then the worst one so far, like the two, like all the Spriggan 12 ones were led to believe that they're like the lower ones, even though they're meant to be the most powerful wizards ever. But Fairy Tail beats them all easily. Anyways, but the two main ones, you have Eileen, who was revealed later to be Urza's mother. It was a huge shock, even though they look exactly alike, like they're pretty much the same character design. And then you have August, who is revealed to be Zareth and Mavis's son. So what happens with Eileen is that she beats the crap out of Urza, and she's like, "Ah ha ha, I hate you, my daughter, ah ha ha." And she calls upon this giant meteorite to crash into the earth and kill everyone. Urza's down. This is, honestly, I made a video on this chapter because I think it's literally the worst chapter in the entire series.
I still gotta watch that, by the way.
Urza is down on the ground. All of her bones are broken. Literally all of her bones are broken except one arm. And she uses this one arm to push herself up. The force, she pushes herself into the meteorite with one sword and cuts up the meteorite. And
How? How do you do that?
and then Eileen, she watches it. She's like, "Oh my God, my daughter, who I originally hated." And then she has a flashback to when Urza was a baby. And then she's like, "Oh, I've been such a fool." And then she commits seppuku and kills herself. Anyway.
No, I bet you she comes back sometime in the next.
I honestly wouldn't be surprised. I'll get to the death fake outs in a minute.
Urza's backstory was explained in that one arc completely.
Oh, the
slave and all that.
Yeah, sort of.
The Tower of Heaven, I believe. The Tower of Heaven.
Also, Urza's a baby. She was born like yeah, Eileen's a dragon and Urza's like dragonborn. That's a thing too.
Dragonborn.
I don't even know. But anyway, and then you have August, who's Zareth's son, and he has this magic that's like gonna choke everyone, like ending a Full Metal Alchemist shit. Spoilers. And so like everyone's there dying. He was fighting Gildarts, but now Gildarts is dying, and like everyone's gonna die. So what Mavis does is that she goes up to him, and she's like, "No, my son," and then he's like, "Oh, mother," and then
oh my God.
Then the magic like backfires and he kills himself.
Wow.
So these.
Let her go, Anakin.
So like Mashima wrote these characters to be so insanely overpowered that like the only way he could have possibly defeated them is if they killed themselves, which is awful, and I hate it.
Let's jump into like the last two questions because we're pushing over half.
All right, but oh my God, there's just so much garbage I could talk about in this arc. My God.
We could honestly have like an awesome, like a long hour discussion. Least favorite character of Fairy Tail. I'm gonna just jump right into this, and this is sort of a group question or group answer, I guess. I'm gonna have to say the cats. Natsu. I get her there for comic relief, but they're
not funny.
They're like the most like it's just is the joke the fact that they're not funny and they're there for the whole entire series?
Maybe.
If they are, Mashima did a great job.
He's a comedic genius.
Because why they're there and why they're still relevant to the plot is beyond me. I don't see it. And up to the chapters that I'm reading, they just keep introducing more and more and more of the cats.
Sure, I'm pretty sure Happy saves the entire guild and the Tartarus arc from being from exploding.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, they do. It's stupid.
Yeah.
It's stupid. I watched that last night, dude.
Literally the most worthless character in all Fairy Tail.
Yeah.
You know, to the two fans that I'm triggering out there, I am very in advance. If you guys want, make sure you go see my Gear 3rd Exposed video as to what I truly think of Fairy Tail.
Yes.
Ooh, snap.
And see how I love that series to death.
So Lucy, the thing about Lucy is that she's like originally, I'm pretty sure she was like supposed to be the main character or something.
She was. Actually, she is the main character.
What?
Apparently.
But she can't. There's no like. It's weird because the series starts. It revolves around her a lot, and then it sort of stops and focuses more on Natsu. Like he becomes the main character, which is weird. Like, oh man.
Character with no development, and I think Lucy has had more development than Natsu.
I honestly think that
probably
that Mashimo is like, she's too useless, so let's just use Natsu because like he has it going on, you know.
I'm gonna just be honest, like her magic is probably the weakest in the entire world. It is.
Yeah.
It really is.
It is, yeah.
I don't think she has any
Happy could probably beat her.
keys that are very good. But going back to my final character that I dislike, I really don't like Natsu. I really don't. I think he is probably one of the he's definitely not a well-written character.
Mhm.
Overall, he's just very basic, and I think Mashima just uses him as like a win, a cheat win for every major battle that occurs in the series.
Yeah.
Fired up now.
When you revolve around friendship power-ups and being able to motivate certain characters, Natsu is always there to do one of the two.
Yeah, I have to tell you, on that note, I have to tell you about something that happened in the recently, like 10 chapters ago. Natsu, he's a demon, right? And he had this demon tumor thing growing in him, and and it was killing him, right? So everyone's like, oh no, not Natsu. He's like freezing up, so Lucy has to strip naked and get close to him so he doesn't freeze to death.
Of course,
That's the thing that happened. Anyway, but Natsu's like dying, but he has this vision where Igniel comes to him and speaks to him, and Natsu's like, no, I can't be a demon. This isn't true. And then Igniel's like, it's okay, Natsu, if you're you don't have to be a demon if you don't want to. To me, you're a human. And then he's like, yeah, I'm human, and no one can tell me otherwise.
I find this whole scenario rather funny. It's like a dragon telling him
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, he's like, no one can tell me otherwise, and then he's okay. Like, it just disappears. Like, that's it. He decides that he's not a demon and he's human, and then that's good. He's not a demon anymore.
I'm the hero of fairy tale.
The hero of fairy
The
tale.
reason why such a great character still exists in this world today.
Ugh, God.
I don't know who's going down the line next for least favorite.
Oh, least favorite. I don't
least
think
favorite.
I went yet. I mean, yeah, for me, it's sort of a mix of, Natsu and the cats and Lucy. They're all pretty terrible. Like a lot of the side characters are so much better.
Oh yeah,
Like,
they
my
are.
God.
Hey, there are like side characters that I feel have better writing and development
Yeah.
compared to like the main character
Yeah.
of freaking manga.
Like, I was a big fan of Gildarts just because, like, he doesn't show up very often, but every time he does, he's just, like, wreck shit. And he was super badass.
Oh yeah, I love Gildart.
So, like, every
the
time
whole-
he shows up, you knew... Like, one of the things in this arc that I was really looking forward to, even though through all the bullshit, and it took, like, 50 chapters, but each chapter I was like, when's Gildarts going to show up? Because he's going to show up and it's going to be awesome. And then he finally shows up and it's shit.
Oh no.
I'm gonna be that guy to bring this up, and the fact that Gildart's discount Shanks confirmed 100.
Okay, true, yeah. Yeah, true.
I mean, I was pretty disappointed with his design when they finally kind of like showed him off.
Yeah, that's because they tease him for a while. They're like, ooh, Gildarts. And he's basically Shanks.
Because they hyped up all the freaking S-rank magicians,
Yeah.
and I was like,
Yeah.
oh, this is cool, because I kind of want to see like the strong.
Isn't he, like, missing an arm as well or something?
He's missing a leg, I think.
Yeah, because he went to fight Acnologia or something.
Yeah,
It didn't work.
He's missing a leg, which is, of course, an appendage, and apparently all cool characters have to be missing something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyways, I'll agree.
Yeah, just like Guts.
Character. I think
Yeah.
that he would have been cool if Mashima would have treated his character right.
Yeah, pretty much all of them.
Oh, wait, I wanted to bring this up, is the fact that Natsu and his relationship with that one chick, is that even a thing?
Who, Lasana?
Oh, Lizana. Yeah.
That,
I don't know.
think that's a thing. I'm pretty sure it's just him and Lucy now is...
Okay, that fell through.
Lasana's barely gotten any character, like, in such a long time. Like...
Yeah, I was about to say what happened to her. She just kind of disappeared.
She's just background stuff. I can't remember anything that she's done in this arc. And this arc's
Wow.
been going on for like 100 chapters now. Ugh.
Wow, that's sad.
Because they hyped that up, like, oh, childhood friends.
And she's alive again. Oh.
Oh, yeah, that was bullshit. Alright, Taz, you got the final least favorite character.
All right, my least favorite character is the one after the 7-year, the 7-year just disappearance arc or whatever it's called. I hate Romeo.
Oh, the kid?
Mostly because he's a Natsu wannabe.
Yeah,
and
no
he
one
just
should
tries-
be a Natsu wannabe. Why?
Yeah, no,
That is a very valid point.
Why would he want to be Natsu?
I know. And then he like studies fire magic and all this stuff, and then he does everything Natsu does, and it just annoys the heck out of me.
Discount Shikamaru from Naruto.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much that's who it is.
Pretty much.
And again, like, he hasn't done anything in this arc. I don't know where he's been for, like, Jesus.
This isn't going to be a review or anything. I'm just going to say what our overall thoughts and rating for the series is on a scale of 1 to 10.
Alright.
Fairy Tail is as a series entirely.
Alright. You can go first, Shaman.
I'm gonna give the series a kind and generous score of 5 out of 10
Mm-hmm.
in terms of how good the series is. The series
Alright.
would be a 6 if I was reading the first 1 through 10 volumes again. I would never pick up that series ever again. But when I was first reading that series, Fairy Tail, the first 1 through 10 volumes genuinely entertained me. It had a lot of issues and a lot of problems, but the story kept me going.
Yeah.
The fights were pretty cool.
And I just really like, yeah, and I just really like the world. You know, it's like a cool world. I mean,
more or less the whole concept around like the whole dragon mage
yeah.
stuff, and again like the whole S rank wizards and all.
Right.
I was interested in that.
Like there's a lot of mysteries in the series that keep you reading.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a valid point. But anyways, I'm gonna stick with my 5 out of 10. I know that might seem a little harsh to some, but I think that's a pretty fair score.
You know, it's average. Yeah.
It's
average.
On my scale, that's an average series.
That's average.
If
All right.
you're new to anime and manga, and I've kind of reiterated this point on a few videos of mine on my channel, and I've made the point that if you are just getting into it, because I think all 3 of us here were getting into manga or anime in some
Right.
shape or form when we were
Yeah.
into Fairy Tail, and we were genuinely entertained by it. I think if you're a longtime manga fan and you've read multiple shonens,
Yeah. Don't even. No.
Oh yeah.
bother with Fairy Tail. You'll pick it apart and you'll just not enjoy it.
You'll hate it, yeah.
No, you will not. No.
But yes, 5 out of 10 for me.
All right, Taz. What do you say?
As a whole, I give it a 6 out of 10. Mostly because there was enough characters in there that I enjoyed, you know? And if none of them were there, I would have given it probably a 2 or a 3.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So for me, because you see, you guys haven't read the Alvarez arc, and
I kind of don't want to anymore.
yeah. Because here's the thing for me: for every genuinely enjoyable part of Fairy Tail, like there's also a bad, terrible part, and I feel like the terrible parts are just completely outweigh the good because you know you're reading all this time wondering what's gonna happen, then you get to fucking Alvarez and it's just so bad. Like I didn't even like scratch the surface of how many awful things have happened in these 100 or so chapters. So mainly because of the I probably would have given it a 6 if it like Taz if it wasn't for the last arc, and because of the last arc, even though it hasn't ended yet, I'm gonna give it a 4 because fuck Hiramashima.
There's a lot of things he could do differently. Like there's so
I
much
know.
potential in this series, or like this whole thing as like a medium. There's so much potential.
Know. He could have done.
He just takes a good idea and he's like, how much can I mess it up in a single chapter?
I know.
Too?
Yeah, single
chapter.
Don't even get me started on the single chapters. There's one chapter where it starts off everything is fine, and then Makarov ends up killing himself.
Are you serious?
In 20 pages, like it starts off.
What?
It starts
Are you
off.
kidding me?
It starts off. I did a video on this one too. It starts off. It's like, oh, everything's going fine, and then it's like, oh no, the army that we haven't been paying attention to is suddenly powerful for some reason, and then Makarov's like, it's okay, I will perform fairy law and take them out. They're like, no, Makarov, you'll die. He's like, but I'll do it for the guild, and then he wipes out the army and dies.
I bet you in like the final chapter, he's just gonna come back and try to like betroth freaking Natsu and Lucy. That's how it's gonna go out. I bet you.
So, do you guys think that being that Fairy Tail is this late into the last and final arc, because this is the final arc, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, if it's not, that's bullshit.
Is it is it 100% confirmed final arc?
I'm pretty sure it has been. Well, it's been confirmed that this is the climax of the story right now.
Okay.
So I mean, yeah.
So who knows how long this arc is gonna last?
Hopefully, well, basically, right now, Natsu is fighting Zeref, and everyone else is trying to take down Acnologia. That's where we are now.
Oh, okay.
I think that there's any sort of redemption for Mashima at this point, given that with how bad this arc is at this point. Do you think Mashima could come back, make a decent 5-chapter weekly thing, and just make everything all right again, or no?
The only way I think like the ending would be somewhat decent is if we have a really awesome fight, like with all the Dragon Slayers against Acnologia, because here's the thing, they've been called Dragon Slayers the entire time, that none of them has ever slayed a dragon. So like and right now they're talking about other ways to kill Acnologia. They're like, oh, we could push him into this time chamber that will trap him forever. I'm like, bitch, if you're not gonna have a Dragon Slayer kill a dragon in this entire series, then what the fuck was even the point? So I really want to see like an awesome conclusion to the final fights. I don't know how we can pull them off at this point, because they have established that if Natsu dies, Zeref dies, and they like, you know, they got some Harry Voldemort shit going on. I don't even know. So yeah, I have no idea how Zeref is going to be dealt with, but I just really want an awesome fight with Acnologia, and that's all I ask for at this point.
I know that once they announce the last couple chapters, I will probably read them just out of curiosity, because I want to know how this thing ends.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to too.
Tell in a whole, I mean, I don't know. Mashima definitely created something successful.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I feel like he's definitely screwed over a lot of people as well.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Fairy Tail has just been sort of a rough ride in general. I mean, with the anime being canceled and then brought back at one point, I think that was sort of the decline of a lot of its popularity at that point.
Right, yeah, because there was a while without an anime, and anime usually boosts popularity.
The anime got canceled, like, I think 5 episodes into the after the 7-year time skip, and they did the Grand Wizard tournament or whatever.
It wasn't right at the start. It was like halfway through the Grand Magic Games.
Yeah.
So it was a really weird time to end it too.
Well, that too, because I mean, in the manga, it was kind of hyped at that point still.
Yeah.
Granted, it had that bullshit with Laxus and Erza still going down, but it's like you had kind of like this mysterious plot, and like dragons were gonna show up. Like, oh, that was kind of like how the whole arc was kind of hyped up. It was like,
yeah,
dragons are coming, and all that.
And the dragons don't do anything, and they all go back to the past.
Oh, I remember that, man. Shoot.
Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and end the podcast. I'm just gonna go ahead and plug my channel. I'm gonna be.
Boo! Boo! Sell out! Boo!
Yeah, well, Team Old Shaman all the way. I'm just gonna go ahead and promote all of our channels here. Go and check out all 3 of our channels. We have here Third Manga, we have Taz, we have Old Shaman here on the Manga Alert podcast.
It's worth noting that we're going to be alternating who uploads the podcast each time. So if you want to watch every episode, then you go subscribe to all of us.
Yes, go subscribe, go like. Taz currently has a Patreon. I'm not gonna say
If
you guys should go out and spend all your money on Taz, because you know he's trying to build up his assets to increase his army, of course, to try to take all of us down. And we don't really want that, but you know, hey, if you guys want to go out and support Taz, he does have a Patreon. We'll go ahead and show that in the description below.
The war continues.
Yes, give me all your money. Yes.
Again, we are going to try to be doing this on a weekly basis. We're going to try and see if we can kind of get together and possibly have even guests on the show. So if you guys are interested, you know, give us a message, and we'll definitely get something hooked up here. So thank you guys for joining. Definitely tune in next time where we will have it on another channel.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Take it.
All right.
See
ya.
ya, assholes.